Welcome back. Joining us now is Curt Kemp of the Mining Journal. And Curt, it was a rough weekend for the men's squad, starting with their loss Thursday night against Lake State.
Yeah, rough weekend to say the least, really. It was just really difficult for the team to kind of get that team play together. And, against Lake State, the second-ranked team in the GLIAC currently, it's going to be tough when you're having those kind of difficulties. They were led in scoring by junior guard Mark Renalique. It was pretty consistent, something that we've expected all year from him. But he had 9 points in the first half. In the second half, only came up with 2, and that's not going to help your team too much. And he ended up shooting 4 of 14 from the floor. So, kind of one of those games where he struggled, the whole team kind of struggled, and after the game, everyone was saying we need to play as a team a little bit more, and that's pretty much the determining factor right now.
All right. Well, we were at the game on Saturday against Saginaw Valley State, so let's go to the highlights.
NMU was looking to snap a 4-game losing streak. Raymount McElroy in the first half with a 3-pointer. And then the big cat, Jared Benson, slams at home. But Saginaw Valley State would enter halftime with a 35-19 lead. Then the Wildcats would claw their way back into the second half. McElroy with another 3-pointer. And then Austin Rowe from downtown. And one. He'd convert at the free throw line for the 4-point play. Then Tyler Kazmarkowski added a 3 of his own. Wildcats coming closer, and then Jared Benson lays it in to bring the Cats within 2, but that's as close as they get as Saginaw Valley picks up the win, 74-69.
The Wildcats fought hard, but unfortunately they found themselves in just too big of a hole, Curt.
Yeah, it was real difficult. Again, one of those games where they struggled and they came back again and again, but were simply unable to do it this time. They got so close so many times, but what it did show is that this team has come together as a team. Senior guard Tyler Kazmarkowski said after the game that it was the best loss he's ever been a part of. And, Coach Dean Ellis in the post-game also said, this is one of those games where we don't feel too horrible about losing. And it's tough because Saginaw Valley was a team that came in, same kind of record as Northern, and one of those games that they definitely needed to win if they want to really make it to the postseason.
Well, this weekend, Curt, NMU has a chance to redeem themselves with 2 more home games versus Ferris State and Grand Valley State. What do the Cats need to do to snap this 5-game losing skid they're on?
Obviously, the big thing is they need to win. I mean, they just need to go out there. They need to use that kind of team play that they were displaying pretty much during the Saginaw Valley game and, really come together. Defensively, they're running a zone defense. It's a 2-3. And it's a zone that Coach Dean Ellis has really kind of preached to this team. It seems like they've got the players in place where they can learn it and kind of go out there and execute it, but they are having their difficulties. If they can put together their zone defense, if they can really, come out and play as a team, and I think junior guard Chris Warner pretty much puts it best every single game when he says, we have to play as a team. We have to come together. We have to, get those assists. Right now, Northern is last in the GLIAC in assists. They just have to come together, and they can do it. The hard thing is that Grand Valley is the second leading team scoring defensive in the GLIAC, and it's a really good team. One of those defensive battles. Ferris State, that's a game that they can win.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the Cats respond. Well, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, Curt and I will recap the women's action.
Hi, I'm Jared Benson from Cardinal, Michigan, and you're watching Cat Chat.
Welcome back. The men's team lost both games this weekend, Curt, but the women's team managed to win one of their games.
Yeah, and it's a real big boost for this team too. I think coming into the season, pretty low expectations, and I think that the men probably had higher. But head coach Troy Mattson has really put a team on the floor that seems to be kind of a bunch of warriors, really. Kelly Rietveld has been playing fantastic. She's a sophomore. And they've also had some really good scoring from junior Krista Erickson. And, both of those players came out huge in the win and also played pretty well in the loss. The one thing that you can pretty much describe maybe both games by is the fact that with Kelsey Deacon not scoring, their leading scorer, Deacon right now is averaging 15 points a game, people were stepping up, and Coach Madsen said I think it was after the Saginaw game, he said, somebody's going to have to step up, and Kelsey's not making her shots right now, but she will be. She'll be in the gym all week. So, you can only expect better to come after these 2 games.
Well, just like the men's team, the women's team will be hosting Ferris State and Grand Valley this weekend. What should we expect out of those 2 games?
Well, I think, first of all, you've got to think Grand Valley, number 25 team in the nation. They're gonna come in and, they're really going to put on a show. It's much like the men's Grand Valley team in the sense that it's a defense first and kind of win the game that way. Probably going to be a low-scoring affair, and, look for Kelsey Deacon to try and get shut down again, and hopefully she can start nailing some of her shots. I think the Grand Valley game, it's going to be an uphill battle. But, with Ferris, I think that's one of the chances that Northern has to really improve their record, and, it really is probably a game that they should win. If they are to win, though, they're going to have to come out and get some low post scoring. Erin Powers had a pretty good game against Saginaw Valley, and I think if she gets one of those repeat performances, that she can really help her team to a victory.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for coming on the show today, Kurt.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. For the entire Cat Chat crew, I'm Pete Francis. We'll see you next time.